Don't you wish we would have known these things before becoming minimalist?
Definitely.
Yeah. All right, Minimal Fam. We are going to share the things we wish we knew before we started.
There is no rush to get it all done. So to declutter our whole home, it took us about 6 months. And the thing is, during the process, we were in such a rush that our house had stuff, like we just emptied out every closet, every drawer and things like that. So our house was pure chaos for the entire pretty much 6 months while we were getting it under control. I wish I would have just slowed down a little bit, finished one room entirely before going to the next. But I did get a little bit excited because I was building momentum. So our biggest advice is take it slow, go room by room until it's completely done. And even if you're excited, don't move on to the next room until it is finished.
Even after minimizing your home, you'll still need to declutter periodically, and that's okay. So when you start off with minimalism, you're knocking everything out and you get to a point where you have a decluttered home, which is kind of where we were. We had a very minimal home for quite some time, but I felt like when we bring more stuff in, I felt like this edge, like, man, we shouldn't be bringing any more clutter into the home. Mm-hmm. But the thing is like when you have kids, you're constantly bringing in more clothes, new toys, you're changing things around and they're constantly growing. And then you just need to replace things in your house. So as time goes on, you know, you just learn to really maintain and do periodic declutters. And one of the things that I also feel like is extremely helpful is if you have like a diaper box, you can just be putting things in there all throughout the month that you want to get rid of. We went through our kitchen the other day and just so much stuff that I didn't realize that we actually wanted to get rid of until we did it. And I was just, this is going, this is going, this is going. So you're still gonna have to maintain your home, and that's okay. And don't beat yourself up when you have to do a quick declutter. Just knowing that you went through that big process in the beginning, it's just gonna make it so much easier in the long run.
Maintaining will help you avoid having to do one of those huge purges again. And just remember, sometimes you're getting rid of things that a couple months ago you thought you needed, or maybe that thing no longer serves you. So that's what happened to us. We were able to get rid of some things that we were using maybe like 6 months ago, but we no longer use. Also, the baby's getting bigger, so some of his things we were able to get rid of. So it was really nice to fill up actually a couple boxes this time. Yeah,
and you build that minimalist habit of thinking about the things that you own differently and then just keeping your home nice and decluttered.
People, friends, and family might not understand your lifestyle. So I wish I would have known that it's okay for people to not agree with my lifestyle. What I mean is we get asked a lot about what do we do when people gift us things or comment on our lifestyle. So first of all, we have those really gift-giving family members and we appreciate every single thing that they give us. We never turn anything down. If the kids can use it, if it's a toy, if it's clothes, we're already minimal as it is, so them giving us something for the kids is not going to like push us over the end. So if the kids enjoy it, if they want to wear it, whatever that may be, we're fine with it. If there's something that we're gifted that we don't need or use, we will just do as we wish with it. Maybe use it for, a short period, maybe donate it. So whatever you're given is yours to do what you want with it. And then on the other end, there are always gonna be people who don't agree with your lifestyle. They might not understand. At the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what people think of your lifestyle as long as they respect it, because the more you love the choices you make and the lifestyle you live, the more you really don't care what people have to say about it. When we first started, I know people thought we were a little bit crazy, especially family members. Mm-hmm. I mean, we gave 80% of what we owned away. Like, it was insane. And everyone benefited from us becoming minimalist. Like, we gave away some expensive, like really nice things and we didn't even care. Like, we just gifted everything.
The only thing we didn't get rid of were our kids.
Literally. And we added one or two more. So that's what I feel about that, because I was really misunderstood in the beginning. People were like, oh, don't go too crazy, don't do this. But we stuck with it because it is a lifestyle. It wasn't just like a trend, or what is it, like a fad?
Yeah.
Is that what you call it?
Fad, like a little phase. And we wanted a more practical and attainable piece for our family and for our lives.
Yeah.
And minimalism and decluttering was just one of those avenues for us.
Yeah. And the longer you do it and the more people start to understand your lifestyle, they will become interested, because some of our hardest critics are now like sending me pictures saying, look what I'm getting rid of, look what you made me do, like I'm so inspired or motivated. So just stick with it regardless of what people think. Minimalism doesn't mean that your house is always going to be clean. A lot of people think that, they think that our house is always spotless. It's not, because we live here. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I have 3 kids. So we all know that they make messes, but that is what it's meant to be. Like, we're meant to enjoy moments, and we're meant to have fun and live here. But what I can say is that minimalism makes maintaining your home so much easier. So you can just do a quick reset a couple times a day, and it should take you just a couple of minutes. And at night, we like to do something we call our nightly tidy. So we just reset the kitchen, and then we set ourselves up for success for tomorrow.
And as you guys know, if you have kids, you know that it feels like all throughout the day you're just trying to pick up after them and, you know, maintain after they destroy the house. So again, it's not about keeping a perfect home, it's just keeping a minimal and easier home. Kids need a lot less than you think. So in the beginning, when we had our first child, Mila, we felt like we needed everything. So obviously the baby registry was full, and then we got everything that we wanted from the baby registry. And then after she was born, just a ton of more stuff. But we're all creatures of habit. So whether that you're a kid or if you're an adult, we all like to do some of the same things. We like to keep some of the same routines, and then we'll pick the same clothes or we'll pick the same toy. And so as you start to observe them, I wish we would have known that we could just see that our kids are picking the same clothes, picking the same toy, and just get rid of the rest, because really they'll be happy with just the simplicity of having less things, and it gives them less things to, you know, clutter their mind when they're looking at something. Our kids, when we gave them specific toys, they really got good at those toys. Looking back and knowing that our kids' rooms looked like a jungle, I wish we would have known that they don't need as much.
If your kids are older, they should have an input. So in the beginning, when we first started decluttering, Mila was very young, and so things went by unnoticed. She didn't see us get rid of things. We would do it like when she was sleeping or when she wasn't around. But then it got to the point where she would notice some things or look for things, and that's when we knew we had to involve her. So for the past few years, we've been involving her. If we want to get rid of something or we notice that they're not using it, we will ask her if she is okay with it going bye-bye or just leaving the house or donating, and she will actually go put things in the box that we're donating. So it's just, you know, letting her have a say and letting her keep what she wants, because it's not about just getting rid of everything. It's about, if we're not using something, let someone else use it. So we like involving them. And at this point, our son is 2, our second child, so he doesn't really care right now, but he's getting to that age where soon he'll be able to have an input as well.
And we wanted to raise our kids to not just feel like, hey, we have to do things a certain way, we do this, or we keep a minimal home because of this. We wanted to teach them the why it's important, why they would want to have less things, because we don't want them to leave the house when they're grown up and like, oh, I'm so glad we're out of mom and dad's home, we're just gonna completely go the opposite direction. We just want to show them and lead them by example, and hopefully they'll see that. And including your kids in the process is something that I wish we would have known a little bit earlier. Another thing we wish we knew before we started is minimalism might make you think you can handle more kids. So when we started off with minimalism, we started to get our kids' clothes and everything to such an easy point that it was so much easier to manage the house, so much easier to manage laundry and, you know, the toys all over the place. And it makes you think like, okay,
it gives
I can
you
have
this,
another one, maybe 2 to 3 more.
Delusion. I'm just kidding. Yeah, it's true, because we were more overwhelmed with 1 kid than we are with 3. Yeah. And it has a lot to do with minimalism. And
it has a lot to do with the way that you approach the things that they need. And I felt like in the beginning, we're like, we need all this stuff. Now we're like, we know enough that our kids only need a few things when it comes to...
I wish we would have known that kids are not as expensive as we thought.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, is we bought everything for Mila, and then, man, it was so eye-opening getting rid of hundreds of dollars worth of stuff after hundreds of dollars. Like, it was like, man, I wish someone told us that we actually didn't need all of that stuff. That's
Guys.
why we've like shared with you guys that
Yeah.
you don't.
I'm serious. I wish we would have started sooner. I wish we would have started earlier.
Started sooner what?
Having kids, because we would have probably had like 4 or 5 by now. And
Wow.
yeah,
How?
me, you, and the baby comes.
That sounded weird. We got married like the end of 2014, and I was pregnant with Mila at the beginning of 2016. So we were only married for like a year and a couple months before. I mean, I guess we could have started on
Well, I wish
day
we
one.
would have gotten married sooner and then had babies earlier.
True.
The next thing that we wish we knew before we started is anyone can live minimally and still have an abundant life. So when we start, or when we're getting interested in starting, we kind of felt like it's only for people who have like a knack for simple living, or people who don't have kids, or they're single. And now we strongly believe that that is not true. We believe that anyone can live minimal and have that amazing and abundant life. And I feel like we're proof of it. We have 5 kids. We have a family of 5, and
Like really? We do?
yeah, no, we don't. We have a family of 5, and it's just made our lives so much better. It's really transformed our lives and given us that peace that we've been after. And I just remember when we first got married, how much more stressful our life was with just 2 people. We had so much stuff. And then obviously we started having kids, and that's such a beautiful part of your life. And then they brought their stuff, but then we got it down to a manageable number of things, and we constantly are, decluttering and making our home more minimal, and it's just transformational. It just makes your life so much better. We made a couple videos right here that talk about some of the things that we don't buy anymore as a minimalist family, and how we went too far with minimalism and the way that we fixed it. So stay minimal, friends, and we will see you in the next video.